What's up everyone, it's your girl Shay here and I'm back with another video for you guys, and this is pretty much my part 2 to who is the strongest Sailor Scout. Now last time, as you know, I did who is the strongest inner Sailor Scout, and this time this is the strongest outer Sailor Scouts. That's pretty much Sailor Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, and also Saturn. And then of course I also did exclude Sailor Chibi Moon from this because she's in a weird place. She's not an inner scout and she's not an outer scout. She's like a extension of Sailor Moon because that's technically her daughter. So I didn't include her in either one of these lists. The same goes for Pegasus, any of the other like Sailor Galaxias that are introduced in season 5, and of course I did not include Tuxedo Mask either. So let's get started with this list. And as many of you guys know, I also excluded any attack that is a physical attack like punching or kicking, and any attack that is done by a group. Thankfully though, for the outer Sailor Scouts, they don't have any group moves that they actually all do together. They all have moves that they all perform by themselves. And to be honest, I was completely shocked by where I decided to place the outer Scouts within this list. So let's get started. So coming in at number 4, I have Sailor Neptune, and I'm actually kind of shocked that I placed her so low. I actually thought I would place her a little bit higher, and that's because she actually only has 2 attacks, and to be honest, actually all of the outer Sailor Scouts only have 2 attacks. And I noticed that her first attack is actually featured within the 90s anime, and it's one of her most used attacks also. But what actually made her kind of like number 4 was also like her second attack. So her second attack is a submarine reflection, which actually is kind of both offensive and a defensive attack. Basically, it's mostly used to show an enemy's weakness, but it is also able to fire a very strong water attack. So I placed her at number 4. Coming in at number 3, we have Sailor Neptune. She also has only 2 attacks as well, but the reason why I kind of put her at number 3 is because we actually see her use her attacks fairly often within the entire anime, to be honest with you, once she's introduced. Her first attack is pretty much called World Shaking, which appears in the entirety of the entire anime. I feel like she used it all the time, and I feel like there's nothing really said though about how much damage it tends to do. It does tend to do whatever its job is, but it's not like a oh my god out of this world attack. Her second attack though, which is the Space Sword Blaster, was actually introduced in a Sailor Moon movie but then carried on into the anime, and it's actually able to hit multiple people at once. So that's the reason why I put her at number 3, is due to this fact that it can hit multiple people. So it's not like it just hits one person and it's done, it hits several others. Surprisingly, coming in at number 2, I actually have Sailor Pluto. And I know many of you guys are probably like, but Sailor Pluto never really does anything. She, of course, is the Sailor Scout of time, so she just stays in her spot when it comes to controlling time. She doesn't go anywhere. She doesn't really fight in very many battles. But the reason why I actually put her at number 2 is, well, I'm about to tell you. So she also has just 2 attacks. She has Dead Screen, which is actually used in several episodes of the entire anime, and in the second and third movie, it's actually more of an offensive attack. But what made me put her at number 2 is the attack Time Stop. So this attack is only used during dire circumstances, and if she uses it, she actually does die, and she actually does use it in an instance in the anime to help save Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune. And I figured that attack in and of itself puts her at number 2 because she stops time. Like, that is so detrimental, and that can help save other people, and it's also at the sacrifice of herself. So why not put her at number 2? She may stand at the time girl all the time, but I mean, her attacks though are kind of dope. And coming in at number 1, of course, is Sailor Saturn. So of course I had to put Sailor Saturn at number 1 because she is named the planet of destruction. So of course we all know that when Sailor Saturn is introduced, it is determined that she is going to cause the end of the world. So just like the other outer Sailor Scouts, she also has only 2 attacks. Her first attack is called Silence Wall, and it's actually like an energy field, and it is used throughout most of the anime. But what made me put it at number 1 though is her second attack, which is Silence Gal Surprise. So that is the attack where it's her most destructive attack, and it is the one that actually used Saturn's apocalyptic powers. That is why I put her at number 1, because this apocalyptic power is the power that no one wants Sailor Saturn to use. It is the power that she will destroy the entire planet with, and therefore I feel like she is the strongest outer Sailor Scout because of this, because she's able to destroy the entire world with just one single attack. So that is where I decided to place all of the outer Sailor Scouts. You might not agree with this. I know some people probably might want to shuffle things around, very similar to how I did with my inner Sailor Scouts list. And of course, like always, you guys, I only chose attacks that were used in the actual anime. I didn't choose anything that was used only in the manga. I didn't choose anything that was only used in Crystal. I didn't choose anything that was only used in the musical or live action. I strictly stuck to the 90s anime with the attacks that were actually used. But of course, like always, comment down below and let me know like what you thought of my list. Let me know where you would have placed some of these outer Sailor Scouts. Let me know if you would shuffle things around or if you would keep things exactly the way I actually placed them. I actually had a lot of fun doing some research about the attacks of our Sailor Scouts. I actually didn't know that the inner Sailor Scouts had so many different powers compared to the outer ones. They had substantially a lot more, which makes sense considering that they were around throughout a longer amount of time throughout the entire series compared to the outer Sailor Scouts also. And I feel like they're more well known, the inner ones at least, compared to the outer Sailor Scouts. But that is my video. I might do one comparing Sailor Jupiter and Sailor Saturn to see which is the strongest among them, but I kind of already know where that one's gonna go, so I may not even do that video because I don't think any Sailor Scout is gonna beat Sailor Saturn. And I feel like the only one that might beat her might be Sailor Moon, just because she has that like overwhelming, like calming power, I guess, about her. But anyway, once again, that's my video. Like always, you guys, if you guys are enjoying it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and of course I will leave links down below to all my social media accounts, my Instagram, my Twitter, and my blog as well. And of course, I am always open to suggestions of what you would like to see on this channel. As you know, I do mostly anime related content, but I'm definitely open to do other content as well, because I enjoy a lot of stuff within not just like different fandoms, but even stuff that's kind of girly, like makeup and stuff like that. But yeah, so definitely let me know by commenting down below. And like always, you guys, stay positive and be nerdy. All right, you guys.